Hey guys, Erin again with HandStampedStyle, and I wanted to share with you, to create this card, I shared with you a couple of days ago how to make these cute little roses for the front. And what I used to create this card was that fantastic vellum that you can get right now as part of Celebration. It's so cool. It's got the darker shades in it and some patterns, which is really phenomenal. So I thought it would be a great idea to color on the back. Now, of course, when this product was designed, it obviously was designed to coordinate with our blendabilities, and unfortunately those are not available right now. But I have figured out a way. I'm sure many of other people have as well, but these things are fantastic. I can't wait to get my hands on a whole bunch of them. But there's a way that you can actually color with these, or color on these, using your regular Stampin' Right markers. And so I'm going to show you how it is that that I did this. There's a couple of different techniques that I did, and I'm going to show you each one of them because they're really, really simple. So I just chose 3 colors, and you can actually use your blender pens on these too. So I'm going to show you real quick. I've got one kind of colored up sort of already here. This is the back side to the piece that I'm actually going to be using. So you will want to color on the back. It does, however, dry, so you don't have to worry about it, wiping off like traditional vellum. You just have to give it a little bit of time. So I wanted the shading effect that you can get, using the blendabilities, and it's pretty simple to get with the regular markers as well. The only difference is, as you can see in my sample, it's not really blended. There's kind of a stark line between, the darker shade and the lighter shade. So it's not, exactly like we had with our blendabilities, but it's close. So first off, you want to start with a layer of the color itself. So I colored this first with a light layer of the pink, and then I'm just going to come back and add an additional layer of color with more ink of the same color. You could come back with a slightly darker shade, and it would be a little bit more visible. Of course, that stark line would be just as visible as well. So that's how you create that, and I'll show you when you turn it over. You can see the variation in color on the petals themselves. So that's one way. Another that I found, and I like to use this specifically with the darker colors, because when you put especially this Blackberry Bliss, when you put it on there, it almost looks black. So there's 2 tips that I have for you. One is, I'm going to show you a shading technique to use with the super dark colors that actually works much better. That gives you a taste of the color without it turning your image black. And 2 is, be sure that you don't, much like this technique that we've used before when we've embossed the image, you can't really color crazy over all the black lines, because it actually does show through the other side, because it's all vellum. This is not a solid image like we are kind of used to it being with that other technique that we've used before. So with the darker shades, what I do is I'll actually come in and put just a little bit of color kind of where I want it on all the petals. The great thing about these markers is you don't really have to worry about them drying. This ink kind of stays wet for a while. So you can go ahead and lay down all your color. Okay, so that's good for now. I just want to show you the technique. Then you're going to come back with your blender pen. Now this is how you're going to get it to work without it turning your image completely black. And you're just going to kind of pull that color sometimes when you've got a little bit too much color on your blender pen, you can just take that off, and that way you can get, the lighter version. Sometimes when you've done several petals at once, it's nice to go back and start at the top of a petal, since you already have a little bit of color, and then work your way down. And then start at the top and work your way down, so you don't end up, filling your entire petal with that really dark color. And then when we turn it over, you're going to be able to see, you can still see the flower, but you've got variation in color. So it doesn't look completely black. It is a little bit harder with these darker colors to achieve that look because it's a really dark color. So I will say it is beautiful with the lighter shades. And then of course, you could just do direct color only. It's just so cute, and the images just come out perfectly. I love this vellum paper, and I'll tell you, they make for super quick cards. This is just a simple layer of the vellum colored from the back with my little flowers attached, and it went together super quick. Now the other thing you could do, this is I tried this with this larger flower here, is to use the lighter ink first and then come in like we did with this purple one. I just added a little bit of the darker purple color, and then with the blender pen I just kind of pulled it and helped it to kind of blend. These are two pretty stark different colors to do this with, so the next time I do this I probably would try it with maybe like a Calypso, something a little bit darker but kind of sort of in the same color family, so that it would give you more of a pop of color but not as vivid of a differentiation between the two. So hope you guys like that quick tip, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with this vellum paper. It is fantastic. So until next time guys, have fun, be creative, see you later, bye.
Yes, I am. The inspired destiny require every dream to believe. Take the chance, lead the dance, and run with what is in your heart. Let the magic start. You're in charge. Yes, you can. What's the plan? Come on, let's do this and do it now. I wanna hear you